The Medical Watch taking a closer look at how COVID-19 spreads and why it can be so damaging.
WGN's Dina Baer shows us more.
On the Medical Watch, knowing the way the virus attacks is key to surviving COVID-19 and sheds light on why it impacts some more than others. As we wait for warmer weather, which will cheer us up and give us a chance to get outside and breathe fresh air and improve our mental health, even if it doesn't dramatically slow COVID-19, we do need to understand how it gets into the body and makes people sick. Droplets in the air or on surfaces are introduced into the body through the mouth, nose, or eyes, either from your own hands after touching an infected surface or when someone coughs or sneezes near you. Once inside, the virus takes up residence in the lungs. The body raises its temperature to fever levels to try to wage war on the invading virus. Then mast cells, like soldiers, are released from the respiratory tract, the nasal passageway, and linings of the lungs. When the mast cells come to the battle line face to face with the virus, it triggers an even greater immune response, releasing more troops in the form of inflammatory chemicals. The inflammation causes breathing difficulties, but the chemicals that cause it are critical to defeating the virus.
The inflammatory response, if you were to use that analogy, is like an alarm system. And so, when you feel symptoms, your body is responding to something. You don't know what it is, and you don't know where it is, you don't know how sick you are. And this particular virus seems to make you pretty sick, at least in certain populations. The time that you have an inflammatory response, you're already pretty sick.
That process works differently in everyone, depending on their immune function, their age, and prior illness. But a new study reveals a common over-the-counter medication we often pull from the medicine cabinet to make us feel better may hamper our body's own virus-fighting process. Despite the pain-relieving potential of anti-inflammatories like Advil, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs also depress our immune system. For most illnesses, that's of little concern, but we need our immune system in top shape to fight COVID-19 and win. France's health minister warned French citizens who've been massively impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak. Acetaminophen, or aspirin, is not an anti-inflammatory and can be used as an alternative for pain relief.
I think the initial concern about ibuprofen is I talked a little bit about this receptor that the virus needs to use to get into cells. And this ACE2 receptor, the amount of it that's on the surface of a cell seems to be influenced by by drugs like ibuprofen. And it may be that it's increased in people who are taking ibuprofen, and that allows more of the virus to get in.
Once in and once defeated, does the body build an immunity to COVID-19? That is still an unknown. But there is hope looking at other viruses.
Most viruses that cause strong inflammatory responses also lead your body to make a good memory response that recognizes it later.
Unfortunately, doctors don't know for sure whether infection will lead to immunity. That's one more element they will be studying as they look at the data from the COVID-19 pandemic. Back to you.